Magnolia Wu Unfolded All by Chanel Miller. The NYC Sock Detective. All night, Magnolia's mind had stewed, cooking up the responses to the blessed woman. She imagined herself ripping out of her cocoon and saying, "My mom can speak English, and even if she didn't, she can speak Chinese, and that's a billion times harder. English only has 26 letters, and there are thousands of Chinese characters, and you can't even write one." But then her fantasy would fade and be placed by the memory of my mom apologizing while Magnolia had been frozen, unable to think or speak. In the morning, Mrs. Wu instructed Magnolia to drop off a bag of peaches at Salty Mussels for Iris's mom. So Magnolia set off down the sidewalk. She was still fired up, swinging the bag in circles when a peach flew out and smacked a boy, and that boy's name was Louis. Louis was in Magnolia's grade, and his dad, Mr. Mattel, worked at a hair barber shop, which meant Louis dropped off black barber capes at the laundromat every week. When Louis and Magnolia were younger, they'd put on the clean black capes and pretend to be judges or sometimes bats. But that was when they were kids. Now Louis was much taller than Magnolia. He had a spider web design shaved into the side of his head and a necklace with small silver scissors. Whenever Magnolia saw him, her hands clammed up and her stomach became tingly, like she'd swallowed glitter. And now he stood before her, laundry bag over his shoulder, slightly keeled over from the peach. "Louise," said Magnolia, "I didn't mean to." "That's okay, Magnolia. I'm on my way to drop off this laundry and help myself to some of your red bean ice cream," said Louise. "My reward for surviving the peach attack." Then guess what? He winked. The good, quick kind of a wink, like a shutter snapping a photo. "Bean it up," said Magnolia. That was it. That was all she said, and she didn't even know what it meant. She tried to wink back, but it ended up scrunching her face before relaxing it again. She watched Louise walk down the sidewalk, carrying the laundry bag as if it was as light as a hacky sack. When Magnolia arrived at Salty Mussels, the music was pumping so loud the windows were vibrating. Miss Lamb's face was glossy with sweat, her booming voice leading a group of women who were all punching the air as if pummeling an army of ghosts. Magnolia was mesmerized by the way all the women followed Miss Lamb's every move. Magnolia was about to hang the bag of peaches on the doorknob when she spotted Iris in the back corner, waving her over. Magnolia slunk along the back wall, following Iris into an equipment room full of weights and two large exercise balls. "Take a seat," Iris said, gesturing toward one of the bouncy balls. Magnolia balanced herself on the giant orb, setting the peaches on the floor. Iris closed the door. "Sorry that lady yelled at your mom yesterday," said Iris. Magnolia shrugged. "It's happened before. Like my mom said, it was nothing." Iris shook her head. "It's not nothing. People have been mean to my mom too, and I can't stand it." "Really?" said Magnolia. "But your mom seems so bold." Iris leaned forward. "When my mom was training to become a fitness instructor, I helped her study the names of all the exercises, grapevine, mountain climbers, all that. On her first day, she accidentally called jumping jacks jumping Jasons and called burpees burping. Anyway, somebody said to her face that she wasn't qualified to teach, which isn't even true. I wish I'd said something, but when people start yelling, I get quiet, like my mouth full of glue." Magnolia nodded. She knew the feeling. Iris stood up and pulled her knapsack off the shelf. After I left yesterday, I saw your socks on the street and couldn't let them get toast. She reached her hand inside and pulled out a bunch of socks. Magnolia was confused. It's okay. You can have them, said Magnolia. I don't need them. The sock board was a good idea, said Iris. You can't let one lady's opinion ruin it, but you also can't wait around for people to come by. You have to go make it happen. So I'm going to help you return each sock to its rightful owner, and you are going to show me around New York City. It had never occurred to Magnolia to take action to return the socks herself. She thought of life as something that unfolded around her and happened to her while she was content being an observer. I thought you didn't like New York, said Magnolia. It's noisy, super germy, very cementy, but if I'm stuck here, I might as well to get to know it. Plus, you'd be helping your parents' business, making customers happy. You know, there's 8 million people in the city, said Magnolia. How do you expect us to find the right ones? Think of it this way. Each sock is a peek into someone's personality, said Iris. Each pattern is a clue. You know your parents' customers and your neighborhood better than anyone, right? It was true. Magnolia knew almost everyone within a mile radius of the laundromat. The muscly man with a twinkly star sheet that helped soothe his nightmares, the lady with paint stains on her overalls, the kid with guinea pig hairs on his pajamas. The list went on and on. She knew enough to make informed guesses. We'd be a team. You lead us to people, and I'll be there to help you, said Iris. Magnolia nodded, and it was there, inside the equipment room, that the NYC sock detective was born. Magnolia was not a trench coat wearing, magnifying glass holding detective. She wore a simple t shirt and reasonable sneakers, and her strengths were asking questions and being able to talk to people. Most importantly, for the first time in a long time, she had a friend, someone who believed in her before she did, which is a powerful thing. It'll be the official sock shielder, in charge of guarding all socks and keeping records of our returns, said Iris. How do we begin? Said Magnolia. Stream of consciousness, said Iris, picking up a black and white checkered sock. Look at this sock and let your mind flow like a stream, following it wherever it goes. Say whatever images or thoughts appear first. For example, black and white squares make me think of race car drivers, piano keys, soccer balls. Stream of consciousness, SOC, said Magnolia, the sock method for finding socks. I like it, so I can guess anything? Anything, said Iris. We are idea dumping. Magnolia stared at the sock and then closed her eyes. Chess. It makes me think of a chessboard, which makes me think of Carl. Magnolia knew there was a corner of Washington Square Park where people played chess every day. Passers-by could sit down and challenge people to games or take lessons. Magnolia had always preferred checkers, as chess was too complicated. The little castles and horses could be confusing. Too many rules, all the zigzagging and jumping. Magnolia was smart. She was definitely smart, just her own kind of smart. I know where we can find Carl, but I'm not sure he's the right answer, said Magnolia. We don't need the right answer, said Iris. We just have to begin.